everybody. How you doing? Today we are taking a look at the Wyxexx X7 electric vacuum sealer for mason jars. This is a USB-C rechargeable device that you can use to seal up your food in a mason jar. Maybe you have some fruits or vegetables or some coffee or flour, something you want to take the air away and put in a vacuum inside your jar so it'll stay fresh longer. And you still have to refrigerate stuff, of course, if it needs to be refrigerated. But a lot of items, if you take the air away from them, will last a lot longer. So this is, again, the X7 model, and the company's name is Wyxexx. There's going to be a link in the description, so you can purchase this if you want to. And let's take a look at the box. So it is a electric pressure release electromagnetic valve automatic reset. So basically it has an automatic function. You can push one button and it'll pump out the air from your jar. It also does bags and wine balls. It does have a low noise, less than 60 decibels, and built-in 1300 milliamp hour battery. Again, this is a wireless apparatus with a USB-C rechargeable. So handy thing to have in the kitchen. And this is suitable for the standard mouth 2.7 inch mason jar, as well as the large wide mouth big mason jars with a 3.4 inch mouth. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this and see what we have. Today's product was provided by the brand free of charge for review. However, the opinions expressed are my own. They did not pay me to say anything, nor did they review or approve this video before it was published. Let's open this up. So this is the unit itself. Let's see, what does it say here? Please remove this protective film before use. So there's some instructions on here, but let's take a look at the instruction book and set those wine stoppers out of the way there. Oh, what else do we have in the box? So here's a standard keyring style bottle opener. Use that to gently pry your mason jar caps off because they're going to be so sealed you won't be able to get them off any other way. I have couple little clips to seal the bags. Got some handy stickers here. Date and contents, so you can use that 6 times. You've got your stickers covered. Maybe you could use some type of a dry erase marker with these stickers so you could reuse them, or you could use a pencil. Kind of a simple solution there. So let's take a look at the instruction book now. Basically, you have a charger port on the side. There is a little buzzer or a beeper that will let you know it's done. And you have 3 ways to use this. You can choose a manual 30 or 60 second countdown if you want it to pump for that period of time. But it also has an automatic mode. I presume that uses some type of a pressure sensor to determine when it's enough of a vacuum that it can cut off. I played around with this for the purpose of learning about it so I could present this video with a little bit of intelligence about the product. But a couple little things I've noticed with this, and I'm going to go over. One is when you use this on a mason jar, and this messed with me a little bit. I was like, this thing doesn't work. I was like, oh, no, it's not working. But you just have to push so hard on it to get it to get that grip and that seal. I'm not going to say that makes it terrible, but I will say that is something that you will see me do. So on-off button does have a digital display that shows you the amount of seconds that it has been running, and once it's completed its sealing cycle, it does give you a battery life indicator. So I have fully charged this device up. When I received it originally, it had about a 65% charge on it. So full charge, ready to go. So not much here on the instructions, just, telling you the wattage that you charge it at, and what to do if you can't get your mason jar to seal. Make sure it's clean. Press really hard. That's what I learned. So I'm going to set those instructions aside. All right, let's take a look at this a little more closely. So on the top, you have your 3 buttons. So if I just push the auto button, if I just hold it down, then it says 100%. And now it's running. It's trying to vacuum seal something that's not even there. So I want to turn it off. And now it shows the battery life again. Let me see if I can get this little label off the top here so we can get a better look. Maybe I'll have to use this. Use the little bottle opener. There we go. Let's just peel that off. Beautiful. Okay, we'll set that over here. Stick it on the side of the box. Okay, now to test this, we need a jar. Now again, there are 2 types of mason jars, mouth size wise. So this is the smaller size mason jar. This is, what did they call that? It's a 2.7 inch. So that refers to the diameter of the mouth. It's just the little baby mason jar. I think this is 2 cups, something like that. I don't know. But here it is. So what you do, and we're going to need some food. Let me see, what do I have lying around the studio here? Oh, we've got our friends, the marshmallows. Well, aren't marshmallows great? You know, marshmallows kind of blow up when they get vacuum sealed, so I thought that would be kind of fun. So let's just throw some of these marshmallows in the jar, and we'll give it a try. All right, so you probably know from canning, mason jars come with 2 lids. You have the flat lid, and then you have the screw-on part. So for this, just like for, I guess, any vacuum sealer, you're just going to place that on there. And then we're going to take the unit. And here you can see where it has the 2 different sizes. So there's the inner and the outer seals. And then you have that little tube. I don't know if you can see that with the camera. That little tube there, that's where the vacuum pump is doing the pumping from. So I'm going to place this over the jar. Again, I have not put the ring on. And then I'm going to turn it on, and you're going to see me pressing really hard on it. And you'll hear, I'll shut up while it's doing its thing so you can hear when it starts to seal. It's really kind of cool. So a little tap here. Turns it on, and then all right, 40 seconds, 99% battery life. Now I can just remove it, and you can see my marshmallows are happy. They are sealed within the jar. I can't get the lid off. So at this point, you just take your little secondary lid, your screw-on, whatever you call that, and we'll just apply that. Screw it on now. Now, notice how they expanded a little bit there, too. The marshmallow got a little bit bigger because we sucked all the air out of the jar. So now these marshmallows, or they could be strawberries, blueberries. I heard mushrooms are not something you want to vacuum seal. That actually vacuum sealing makes them go bad more quickly. So do your own research. Just do a search online for, what foods can I vacuum seal. So these marshmallows will now stay fresh longer. Now, marshmallows don't have to go in the refrigerator, but if I had maybe blueberries in here, I put the blueberries in, seal them up, put them in the fridge or even in the freezer. This would protect from freezer burn. Try not to sound like a mason jar commercial or a vacuum sealer commercial, but if you put them in a jar, they won't get freezer burn because you're removing the air and the moist air out of there. So these can just be happy in the fridge. And then when you're ready to eat your marshmallows or apple slices or whatever you've put, remember, you can get the big jars too. It doesn't have to be this small one. So take my standard key ring style, and you'll hear the air coming in. Let's listen. Here we go. And now they've all shriveled back up, and they're all wrinkly because, you know, they're marshmallows that have been they've been vacuum sealed. So they don't look very happy now, but if you let them sit, they'll plump back up. So let's just move those to the side. All right, so that's how you vacuum seal a mason jar. That's, like I said, that's the important part for me. These bags, and that's cool, but I would rather have something I can reuse. Well, maybe I'm going on a trip. Maybe I need some snacks, and I want to vacuum seal them. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. Now, full disclosure, I haven't tried these bags yet. The wine, you're just going to have to take my word for it. I don't have a bottle of wine with me today. So let's see what we can do with these little bags. So think, just rip it open like a normal like a bag. Now, one thing about the bags that you want to think about, a lot of foods, if they're not already frozen and you vacuum seal them in a bag, they're going to get crushed. Maybe these marshmallows will get crushed. We're going to find out. So if I was going to vacuum seal in a bag, maybe, let's say, blueberries, I would freeze them first. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with some blueberry juice. So we'll put those marshmallows in the bag. I think this little guy here is supposed to help you zip the bag closed somehow. I don't know. I wish you use my fingers, but yeah, that's something for that. Let's see if I got a good grip onto this. Okay. You still with me, everyone? Excellent. Thanks for watching. So let's have a look at the other parts. So this little guy here, I think, has something to do with the bag sealing. So let's open. I've been thinking all these different things that I could use to vacuum seal. At home, I have some strawberries and some blueberries and a couple of these tiny little mason jars, and I was pretty impressed. But I will say I was a little disappointed in how hard you have to push on it. I sat there, I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, put it on there and pushed a button, and it's like, okay, there it goes, and then it beeped, and then the lid came right off. It wasn't vacuum sealed at all. I was like, well, what's going on? So let's see. This adapter is needed for that thing. So this goes, oh, turned it on. Let's turn that off again. So this adapter goes on here, and then this piece goes on here. Now we've got a bag sealer. So we just lay this over the valve, and I guess we're starting to push down hard, and see what happens. I'm just going to manually turn it off because that looks like... Okay, so remember when I was saying about sometimes you ruin the food when you do it in a bag? Well, now we have like a marshmallow mush. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And this is not the first time these marshmallows have been vacuum sealed. I practiced because I wanted to see what would happen. So now I have this, and I'm ready to go on my car trip or plane trip or whatever. Here we go. I want some marshmallows, say the kids. Okay, well, let me just pass you this, and they can open them up and eat their marshmallows. Let's see what happens when I open it. You should hear a little air. Now, what's interesting about this is by putting them in the bag. Now, I told you mason jars were better. Unfortunately, my marshmallows have now melded into a clump. I kind of want to put them back in the mason jar and vacuum seal them again to see what happens to them while I do that. Repetition aids learning. We're going to be great at this. So there it is. I got to take this piece off. It's the same piece you use for the wine stopper. See, that goes on like that. got a little button there to push to release the pressure. Usually don't have half a bottle of wine left over, but that's a cool feature that they included that. So I'm just going to put this on here. And then you hear me push down, or see me push down real hard. That didn't work. So let's turn that off. So this is what happened when I first tried to use it. So the cap gets stuck in there. And then you got to fish the cap out. Pardon me just a second. Okay. So everything's clean there. Maybe the cap wasn't on there right. This is what would drive me crazy with this thing. So now I'm going to stand up and I'm going to really push down on it. There, that worked. I guess you have to make sure you get the cap centered. Let's see what's going on with these marshmallows. So I got them all stuck together. And now I can seal them in the jar again. I'm not going to eat these marshmallows, but maybe I kind of want to try it, but here we go. All right, here we just pull it off, and there it is. Now they're stuck together, and they're falling up again. Nice and tight. Can't get the lid off. Just got to use the tool. All right. So if you ever feel like torturing some marshmallows or would like to preserve your food, I mean, food's expensive. If you buy a large pack of something and you have some jars, then this is what you need. Just make sure you have the strength to push down on this thing really hard. So that's it for this. Again, this is the, oops, dropped my jar. The only thing about mason jars is they don't easily break. So this is, once again, the Wyxexx X7 electric vacuum sealer for mason jar 3-in-1 kit, which can meet all your vacuum sealing needs. I kind of like it. I wish it wasn't so hard where you had to push down on it, but if you get the seal right and push hard, it does a good job. So I'll give it 1 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down just for being too hard to push on. But hey, nothing's perfect, right? So if you enjoyed the video, it'd be great if you gave it a like. If you haven't yet subscribed, now is a great time to do exactly that. I've got a lot of cool videos on the way. And finally, thanks for watching. See you soon.